entertainment industry is riddled with people of the light, or of the white knights, if you will. I think, and I don't know this for sure, but I think Jay Leno is a good guy. He has really made some fun of some pretty dark characters, and every now and then he slips a good one in, and I'm sitting here with my fist in the air. I say, "Way to go, Leno! Way to go!" You know.
Would Michael Moore be one of them?
Michael Moore. Let me just put Michael Moore in my thought pattern, okay? I'm not going to say yay or nay. I think the jury is out on him, but he has outed an awful lot of the dark agenda. Mm-hmm. He's pulled some very strange moves, okay? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, my jury is out on Michael Moore, but I do give him many, many kudos for exposing a lot that he has exposed, and I think that's wonderful, okay? I don't know that I'd want to be a follower of his. I will watch his material and make my own discerning judgment on it at the time, and I think all of you should do that same thing. Listen, folks, I don't think any of us should be following and having any people that we think are 100% correct. I don't think anybody is 100% correct on any issue. And like I said before, I think everybody has a piece of the puzzle, and you have to take those pieces and dig them out for yourself and see if you can complete that puzzle with the pieces you have. And if not, you still need to dig until you get the pieces that fit your puzzle. But there's so many questions about everybody because the dark agenda is very cunning, and we have had to become very cunning. You know, you have to learn to think like they do, unfortunately. But in that same realm, the white knights and the farm claims people and the military and everybody working to take our country back, they've had to think like the dark so they can get things put across in a way that they can be effective, you know, if that makes any sense to you. I know I'm being very evasive.
Absolutely.
And I don't mean to be, but I have to, just like the misunderstanding with the bank accounts from last night, I didn't realize that there was that misunderstanding. I'm finding I have to be extremely careful how I frame things, and that's why I want you guys to ask questions as we go along, because I don't want you to be in fear. I want to try to clear things up if I can, and if I can't, I'll tell you. I try to be as honest as I can. I'm not trying to put on any airs. I don't have to be right. You know, that's not my job, and you know, I don't know anybody else that's 100% right, so you have to learn to question everything. Mm-hmm. Okay? And just because I'm saying it tonight doesn't mean it's so.
Okay. Well, thank you. The reason I asked about Obama was because I had heard a call where some guy was saying that Obama was, what's the word? I can't think of the word either.
Trojan?
My age. He was groomed.
Oh yeah, he was groomed
to be the president and for this to happen through NESARA. That's what I assume it was through NESARA, but that he was groomed for this.
I don't know who started it with him. I don't know, and I don't know if it's rumor. Okay, Let me know when you're through, honey.
Okay, I'm through.
Okay. He was groomed by Kissinger, one of the darkest of the dark. He's from Nazi Germany, Kissinger, and he will be gone. You know, it's my understanding, it's my opinion, okay, that he will be one of the ones that you won't see anymore. And George Soros, if you know who he is, he's a huge money man. He makes billions and billions of dollars. And I understand he's had his little stint of controlling or trying to control Obama. It's still unclear to many of us whether he is a good guy or on the dark side. If he's a good guy, he's going to have to make the dark side believe without a shadow of a doubt that he's with them. So everything that you're seeing that he's doing that looks like it's for the dark side, if you can look at it through a different set of eyes from what he has to do to protect himself and his family, you may be able to sit on the fence with him. I've heard horror stories about people that say, oh, she's a machine gun mall and everything, and he's just very vicious. Yeah, they probably had to do some. I can't see the machine gun mall of Michelle. When I see that family together, even just the two of them, Michelle and Obama together, there is so much love. And as you all know, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Now, I don't see the machine gun mall in her, and she's doing so much good educating our children how to grow vegetables, how to eat properly, how to exercise so they're not overweight, and she doesn't buy her clothes at one of the designers. She goes to Target or wherever, you know. I mean, this woman, to me, is a champion. And yet everybody paints a very bad picture of her and him. But I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying what I'm seeing doesn't make me want to turn away from it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But and the two little girls, they're the picture of good upbringing, and they certainly don't look like they're being brought up in a dark community. They're being shielded from that, it looks like to me. But you have to take a look at it for yourself and determine how you feel about it, because that's not my place to feed you information that you should believe.
Right. Well, I've already made my decision on that, I believe, and but you have helped a lot. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, honey, and thank you for that. And don't be afraid to ask more questions if they come.
I won't. I really won't, and I appreciate you so much, and Carol and Lynn. And I will. What do I need to star 6 to get off now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your generosity. And
you're welcome. And don't forget to thank Pam, too.
Oh, Pam. I thought I said Pam. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
I know, honey.
Oregon. I'm going to take a list. How about we take, Oregon.
Carol doesn't want, if you're going to do a list, Carol doesn't want to do any more than 3 on the list.
Okay.
First, before Oregon, honey, there was a gentleman that wanted to speak up. Could we do that first?
Of course. Yes, of course. All right. And then who would be the third person? So we'll take the gentleman now and then Oregon.
Sir, if you want to hit star 6 and open yourself up and ask your question, I'll be happy to try. Okay, honey, why don't we go to Oregon then?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Oregon.
Hi, thank you, Pam. Hi, Carol. Thank you for taking my question. I guess at this point in time, I'm a little confused on whether or not the dark powers will allow this revaluation of the Iraqi dinar to happen, and if they're trying to stall that.
I think the dark agenda would love for the RV to happen. I think it's our people that are heading it off at this time until they get control of the dark ones so that they can't get the money. Because if the dark ones get a hold of the RV money and our prosperity packets, we're probably done for. And so I had heard quite a few months ago that they had frozen the accounts of the dark agenda, or most of them, and that they were only allowing them $3,000 a month. And I laughed at the time. I said, God, with the way that they spend money and so forth and the lifestyle they've created for themselves, they won't even be able to feed themselves for $3,000 a month. So it doesn't look like it slowed them down any, so I'm not sure I got good information on that. But I don't think it's the dark agenda holding it back. I think they want to get their hands on that money in the most desperate way. And I think it's our people. That's my opinion only. I could be very wrong, but I think it's our people that are holding it back until everything with 180 countries or however many countries are going to become sovereign and have their own precious metals-backed currency. It's all in place and everything's protected for us. But that's my thought only. Does that help at all?
It does. I guess, of course, I, as many of this group of people, are concerned about, the timing of this. Will this be a long, protracted process, or will the revaluation happen fairly soon?
Honey, that is a very good question, and we're all frustrated beyond words that this has not happened. I bought my first dinar in 2005.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and I told people at that time, I said, this looks like the most viable investment that has come down the pike to me with what I knew about it at the time. And I said, because you're going to get the money in your hands, and I didn't encourage anybody until I got I ordered 4 of the 25,000 dinar notes at that time. And when I got them, they are so beautiful. Britain did the artwork and everything on them, I think. Anyway, they were printed in Britain, and then they ferried them over to Iraq late 2003. And I used to have my own interior design business in Denver years ago in the 70s, and so I told everybody, I said, look, I said, we were paying about $25, $20 to $25 per 25,000 dinar note at the time, so it was a very minimal investment, okay, when you consider, and we were thinking, well, if it came out at 10 cents, we'd make like $2,500 for a $5 investment. That was a lot. And so what I told people that I was talking to at the time, I said, look, for $100 plus shipping, you can have some of the most beautiful pieces of money that's ever been created, and if it never revalues or goes up for us, you can mount those bills on black velvet, put a silver frame around it and a glass over them, and mount them in your powder room or your office. And I said, you can't go out for $200 and buy that kind of a wall hanging, so, what's the big deal? So a lot of people did that, and over the years, I just set mine aside and I didn't worry about it. But a couple of years ago, it looked like it was going to mature. We were told at the time it could be a long-term investment, and they didn't know when it would happen or if it would happen. So I took the chance, and I've never looked back. I'm not sorry for the additional monies I put in over the years, and it's minimal. And so for me to get upset about the wait for this to come in with the potential. Now, here's something I want to share with you folks. I used to be in commercial real estate and investments, and I've got a Hewlett-Packard financial calculator. I authored my own classes on them because the instruction book does not teach people how to use them. It's very sophisticated, and it doesn't answer all the questions, and people can't muddle through it. After I authored my own classes, I took a 2-week sabbatical and just sequestered myself at home, and I muddled through and authored my own classes, put them on paper and photocopied them and copyrighted them, and I taught the different real estate brokers and their salespeople and everything in the big areas where I worked in commercial real estate and investments. I taught them how to use this calculator and what happens to the numbers when it cycles in behind the screen so you don't see them on the screen anymore, how you retrieve them and how you amortize a loan. And I really taught the industry how to use this calculator. So I'm not a stupid person. But when I hear people say, well, you're going to get 3,000% return on your investment, if you'll take your little calculator that you might have around home and you put, if you put 0.001, and that is what basically it's been valued at for a long time, point or decimal point, if you will, 001 into your calculator, and then multiply that times 3,000%, you're going to come up with 30 cents. You're not going to come up with $3, which is about the minimum that we think it would come out at, okay? Now, you take 0.001 and multiply it times, if it comes out at $3, multiply it times 300,000%. That would be 300,000 decimal. Multiply 0.001 times 300,000, you will get $3. I have never in my lifetime, nor your lifetime, nor many lifetimes, ever seen an investment worth 300,000% return on investment if it comes out at the minimum of $3.
Nor have I.
Nor have anybody. Now, multiply that times $8, and you're going to get 800,000% return on investment, folks. And people are not picking this up. And I've done it over and over and over again, and I've asked my phone family, hey, check this out and see if I'm on the right track, because